your check cause I'm just what's happening next. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine for bullets, a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just hold an obsession. I'm in his possession, you got the retention. I'm leaving impression and take your redemption. Just kill with discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11 is time for progression. Oh! You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands hang from the people who deceive me. Bloody hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they see me. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who can save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't wanna place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from a weak mind. Think stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy.
Vernes Junk Closet, the YouTube cheerleader. You know what it do, baby. Welcome in, welcome in. I am going to do a little housekeeping before we start. Please share out the live if you have not. Please thumbs it up. Y'all know all the other good things that go with it. Share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, okay? So I want to let you guys know we will be interviewing Miss Kiki Renee. We're going to get to know a lot more about her. We're going to hear her amazing story of triumph and defeat. And baby, listen, you want to be here to hear this story, okay? When I met her, I seen her on TikTok. And you guys know I just got on TikTok. And I came across her page. I don't even know how. I think it was on my FYP page. And I looked at one video. And I was like, okay. I looked at another. and another. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't stop looking at this woman's story. I said, I need to reach out to her to see if she would be comfortable with speaking with me, because you guys know I do live streams, and just to interview her so everyone else can get a look into her life and let you know how strong you really are. You don't know how strong you are until you're in certain situations, right? So we're going to get into that in one moment. First, I want to say welcome in all my members, all my moderators, and all my subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am going to start at the top. Woo! Come on in, y'all. Come on in. First, we got Alejandro, the Stream Element Bot, in the building. We got Jeffrey's Angels. Hey, beautiful. Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome in. We got my girl, my sister, Neptune, Laricia. What up, sis? How you doing? Thank you so much for being here. We got my daughter, Latara. Hey, boo. Thank you, baby. Thank you for being here. I will be interviewing my daughter on Saturday. I'll let you guys know about that a little bit later. Hey, Lil Jax, what's up? Thank you for being here. We got Brooklyn 718 in the house. Woo! What's up? How are you? Hey, Maxwells. What's up? Looking forward to the interview. Thank you, Maxwell. Hi. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. Hi, mommy. Hi, baby. That's my baby girl. She's named after me. Hey, Meech Gonzalez. Woo! Hello. So excited to listen in. Thank you so much. JJ gave you kisses. I love you, JJ. That's my grandson. Hey, Kid Leroy. What up, bro? Kid Leroy is in the building. So, guys, how you know how we do this? In order to welcome our guests in with love, y'all know what to do. Drop those confettis. Drop the emojis. Drop the cheerleading pom-poms. Drop the green hearts. Drop the fire emojis, baby. Before I bring up my guest, Miss Kiki Renee, I do want to show you guys this little clip that I have here. So give me one moment. Some of you may have seen it, but some of you may have not. And this is it. Here it is. All right, guys. I think I need to play that one again. Hold on, y'all. Yes, guys, listen. Story of triumph, a story of overcoming, a story of loving yourself, learning to love yourself, becoming the woman you are supposed to be. We as women go through so much. Oh, you're going to give me the crying already. I know I'm a big old crybaby. We as women go through so much as being mentally ready, right? At a young age, getting our menstrual cycles. My daughters had theirs at 9, right? That's mental for some women. Going through having a child, birthing a child, going through having your cycle, going through, growing up and hair loss and all this other stuff, right? And our bodies changing as we have our children. As we grow, we get older, we get gray hair, we get wrinkles, we're trying to stop the aging process. There's a lot. And then we get into relationships that may not be good for us, but we love the person so much, we don't want to let them go, or they don't want to let us go, right? Like I said early on my live, it may be someone of a controlling relationship. When someone you're dating or you're married to, and they start taking things away from you, like access to the family vehicle, money, telling you can't be around your friends. I don't want your family over here. That's controlling. That's not love. Okay. So we're going to get into all of this because it's her story. I'm telling you, get your tissues already. Y'all know how I do. Y'all know we're going to be up here crying, but it's not to make you cry. It's to make you understand, baby, you are worth it. God made you perfect as you are. You are not a punching bag for anyone. You are not to be talked about and pushed around. You're supposed to be loved. We are the prize. If it wasn't for a woman, a man wouldn't be here, because you have to come through us to be birthed into this world. Yes, they help. But after they do their part, it's all up to the woman, the body, the mind. You know, we go through postpartum depression sometimes after having a child. It's a lot. So for us to overcome, baby, that's a win. That's a win. Woo! That is a win. So drop them emojis in the chat. I'm going to come to the chat, and then I'm going to bring my guests up, guys. Welcome in our guests, guys. Let's show us some love, how the Booskies do it. We got Richie Got Banks. Hey, excited to hear my sister interview with you. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, my goodness. If this is your first time here at Vernes Junk Closet, I invite you to please put an exclamation point and the word welcome in the chat, and you will get a greeting from me and Alejandro, my Stream Element bot. Meech Gonzalez says, that's my girl. Love you, Kiki. Yes. Yes. Charlene Hill. Hey, sis. Charlene is in the building, passing through with love and blessings. Thank you so much. Hey, Miss Key Kitchen. What's up, sis? How are you? Something actually you deleted it. Oh, yes. Okay. All right, guys. We are going to welcome in our guests right now, Miss Kiki Renee. We're going to get to know her. Okay. So give me 1 second as I bring her on the screen, guys. Welcome her in, guys. Let's show some love. Hey, Jackie's World. Let's show some love to our guest, Miss Kiki Renee. Woo! How are you?
I am doing amazing. You got me all teared up already. And I haven't even started talking.
It's tears of joy, because when I seen your videos, oh, here I go. I'm a big old crybaby. I cried everything. I'm going to tell you that now. It was so touching to me. And I just felt God said, reach out to her. And I said, but she might not want to tell her story just because she got them up on TikTok. And I just kept feeling that urge to say, just ask. All she could do is say no. If you would have said no, I'd have been like, all right, thank you. But if you ever decide to change your mind. So what I do is I interview people. I interview business owners, content creators. It doesn't matter. Just to get other people's story out there. And I believe everyone has a purpose in this world. Everyone has a story to tell. You know, our tests are what make ways, you know, for us to have that testimony. Our trials is not even for us. It's to make someone else's life see, wow, Kiki went through that. Vern went through that. Oh my God, I can get over that. And that's what it's all about. So welcome in, everybody. My mods will be greeting you. Thank you all for being here. We're getting ready to start the interview. So if I do not physically call you out, I will put your comment on the screen, but I don't like to interrupt our guests until I say one moment. So if I don't get to you right away, please don't be offended. Y'all know how we do. Please share this stream out, okay? This is going to be a lot of information. This is going to be heart-touching. And if you are sensitive to life events, okay, you may not want to be here, but I want to give you the opportunity. This is, for me, was wonderful to see her be able to speak about it. So we're going to start the interview now, guys. So again, thank you for being here. So how I like to start the interview is just for us to get to know you before we get into it. So tell us, how did you grow up? What was your family dynamics? Did you have a mom, dad, sister, brother, grandma? What was your family dynamics growing up?
So basically from growing up, my dad and my mom, they were young teenage parents. My mom is older than my dad. So they were young, high school, in love. My mom already had a son, so I have an older brother who's 2 years older than me. My dad was still in high school, and they came together and got me.
And love story. That's right, baby.
I was basically, my dad, he lived in Wisconsin. We all lived in Wisconsin. I'm not sure how the breakups and all that happened, but I ended up being just with my mom, and he came to California. And so during that time, just growing up with my mom and my grandparents. So I was really involved with my dad's side of the family and my mom's side of the family. And I was living in Wisconsin. And like I said, my dad had moved to California just to get away to, get on his own, get grown, and try to find himself. And so I grew up just me and my mom and my older brother, and we shared, we basically just grew up with her because she was a young mom. When she had me, she was only 20 and I already had my brother was 2 years old at the time. So she had him when she was 18. And so she was a young teen mom and 20 years old with 2 kids. She didn't know, what was going on or what to do. So my grandparents did play a very huge role in my life.
Nice.
Growing up, I spent a lot of time with both of my grandmothers on my dad's and my mom's side. So I got to know my family. And then, so that's how it started. And
so you grew up when you went to school in Wisconsin or in California?
Yes, in Wisconsin.
So that's your home. That's what you claim as home.
That's my birth home. And so we had it rough. At the time. We didn't know, but my grandfather on my mom's side, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and he had been hospitalized in mental institution my whole life. So I really didn't have too much contact with him. So I didn't get to know him as well as I knew my grandmothers. And so we knew that was part of our history. A few of our family members suffered from that condition. So we knew, that was possible for all of us because it was genetics. So
did you have to get tested?
We didn't get tested. Because if you know a little bit about mental illness, especially schizophrenia, it doesn't have an onset. For women, it's in their later 20s. And for men, it's between the ages of 18 to about 24. And so my mom, she started exhibiting, that condition. She started having breakdowns. She would leave us alone. So I was 5, my brother was 7. And that's when we start seeing the onset of schizophrenia in her. At that time, I had no idea what it was. My grandmother, she didn't want to accept it at that time. And so a lot of times she didn't know what was going on at home. She didn't know that sometimes my mom would disappear for 2 days at a time. And
Now, what age was she?
My mom at that time, she was about 25.
Wow, that's extremely young.
She was 25, 26 when she started having onset of that condition. And so nobody really knew. They didn't, because we were so young. We wasn't going around saying, hey, we got left at home for 2 days. Me and my brother, we managed. I don't know how. Thank you to God. But we managed. And she would leave us with neighbors, leave us with friends, because she didn't want our grandparents to know. So we started going over there less and less. And, they wasn't checking on us as much as they probably should have, but they didn't know what was going on. And we didn't know how to, tell anybody like something's wrong with our mom. And so about the age of 5, that's like the real start of her condition. She would leave us with neighbors. And one particular neighbor, he had kept being accused of, touching girls and doing stuff and stuff like that. But I guess she just ignored it and she left us with him. And we stayed with him for about 3 days. And over those 3 days, at 5 years old, I was being molested by this man. And yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was.
And you were 5?
I was 5. I was 5 at the time. So I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know, that it wasn't okay because we really wasn't around men. It was, my grandparents. I would see my uncles every now and then, but it was mostly my grandmothers, my mom, my aunts. So we wasn't really around older men too much. So I don't know. My brother never spoke of it, so I don't know if he was doing anything to him. He's till this day, he doesn't remember a lot of our childhood. So
okay, so pause right there for a minute. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you all for being here. We are interviewing and having a showcase here with Miss Kiki Renee. Please come in. If I did not welcome you, welcome in. Again, I will be putting the comments on the screen, and the moderators, please look out for any trolls. You guys already know what to do. Charlene Hill said, I want to see what she says. She said, wow, that feeling of shame is sad, but so real. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Charlene said, oh my God, sis, wow, at 5. Yeah, listen. Yes, 5. So sad. We need to protect our children. We do. So I know I seen one of your videos, and you know how it has the clips on it, and it said molested at 5. So now I know what you're talking about. Then it said foster care at 9. So were you with this man longer than those 3 days?
We have been with him off and on. Those 3 days is when it started, but I would say probably over a 1.5 year span is the time she would, because he lived, the houses in Wisconsin, they have the upstairs and downstairs. So somebody lives downstairs and then it's like an apartment building upstairs. And so he lived upstairs from us. And when she would take off for a few days, that's where she would leave us. And so we stayed there for a 1.5 years. And finally, after I had turned 6 and we went to my grandmother's house, I was like, such and such is touching me.
Oh, like, okay. Hold on. Pause for a moment. So did you go to school in that 1.5 years?
I don't remember going to school.
You don't?
I don't remember going to school at that time. We was not in school. Even my brother at 8 years old, he wasn't in school.
Well, I was going to ask you, are you and your brother close now still? Like,
we are close now. We wasn't, and that's a whole nother story.
Okay, so I'll hold up on that.
Yeah.
So, and I apologize. Go ahead and finish. So after when you turned 6, how did you get to your grandma? What happened in that instance for you to be with grandma?
My grandma started asking for us more, and like, where was she leaving us, and why wasn't she bringing us over as much as she was? And so she was like, okay, I'm gonna go drop you off and let you spend some time. So we had spent probably a week straight with my grandma. And during that time is when I told her, I'm like, such and such is, touching me. And I didn't think it was okay. I was hurting down there. I was going through some
God, no.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And so the first night when I told her, she asked me to, tell her exactly what was going on. And I told her. She immediately called my mom. And my mom was like, I don't know what she's talking about. And, she's never said anything, which I hadn't never said anything to my mom, because I'm just like, this is what happens, I'm 5, I'm 6. I don't know any difference. And so that night, my grandmother made my mom come over, and we sat down, we talked, and they immediately took me to the emergency room. And so
my God.
At that age, I'm getting touched and prodded and tested and all that good stuff. And so that's when they confirmed that I had been molested over a year.
My God.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm sending you hugs through the screen, sis. I'm sending you hugs through the screen, because no one, I don't care if you're 5, 15, 25, whatever you are, no one body should be touched if they're not wanting it, especially an innocent. An innocent, Wow. My God. So at that time is when foster care came into play, or
they came in, like, the foster care system in Wisconsin, well, everywhere at that time. This was back in the 80s. It wasn't as prominent for people to come and take your kids and put them in foster care. So we didn't immediately go to foster care. They came, they sent the social workers, they talked to us, they talked to, my grandmother, they talked to me and my brother and all that. So it was a lengthy process, but eventually he was arrested because of my story. And after I told my story and he was arrested, there was about 13 girls that came forward. Yes. About 13 from parents with kids my age all the way up to 13, 14 years old came forward and said that he had been doing that to other kids in the neighborhood. Jesus. And so my story coming forward and, going to the hospital is what shined a light on everything that was going on in our neighborhood. And so he was arrested, he was taken to jail, and he was found guilty. And so that was the transition from my mom accepting what had happened. And then, my family starting to find out about what happened. And so everyone kind of started paying more attention to us. And by the time I turned 7 is when she really started having manic episodes to where she was unable to care for us. She ended up having another son, which is my younger brother. And so about the age of 7.5, my younger brother was born. And at that time, she was still going on her binges, and she would leave us for 3 days out of the week. And my older brother, he would go down to the little corner store and steal us food, steal milk for my baby brother so he could have, so we were learning how to be
on your own
at, 7, 8, 9 years
let
old.
me ask you this. Was there drug use in her life?
She was, I never saw her do drugs, but she was an alcoholic. So that's what made
on top of that.
Yeah, that's what made it worse was the alcohol. And so we maintained a life like that for a year and a half. At that time, I was 7.5. So right before we ended up being completely taken from her and put in foster care when I turned 9, she had a manic episode to where she thought that, because she used to eat ice a lot. And she thought that I unplugged the refrigerator, and because her ice was melted, but she didn't pay the electricity bill, so our power was off.
Oh my God.
And she blamed me for unplugging the refrigerator, and all her ice was melted. So she got so upset. We all got a whooping that day. And then she just had a complete episode to where she took all the tissue, any kind of paper, and stuffed it in all the sinks and set it on fire while we were in the house. And so,
my God.
Yeah.
And you're 7.
I was almost 9 at that time. So that was,
your little brother was like 4 or 5.
My little brother was only 2. He was 2, and my older brother was.
And I didn't know this part, y'all. So I'm like,
that was when the post that you saw when I said foster care at 9. That's the story that happened to put us in foster care. Was she set the house on fire? Did she get out okay? She got out okay, but she left us in the house. So I don't know if she was trying to set us on fire because she left us. But the neighbors saw the smoke and the flames, and they got us out. And so she was gone.
Were you asleep?
We were asleep.
My God.
So she was gone. The neighbors didn't know where she was. We didn't know where she was. They just got us out the house as fast as they could. And that is Child Protective Services came, and that's when they took her. And that was the last real time that we ever lived with my mom.
Okay, so did you go live with grandma?
I did. I stayed in foster care the whole time. So from 9 to almost 11. So for about a year and 8 months or so, we were in foster care.
Were you together?
Yes. So we all were together. Okay. Thank God we got a family that took us all in, but they were no better.
Oh Lord.
They had about, I swear it was probably at least 10 kids in a 3-bedroom house.
Wow. And but your grandma, was she not able to take you?
I don't know the whole situation. I know my grandmother, she took care of all my aunts and uncles' kids. So she had probably about 7 of my cousins already living with her. And I'm not sure of the whole situation why she didn't take us. But we ended up staying in foster care for a while. And my dad, he didn't know anything what was going on.
That's what I was going to ask you. What about you guys' dad?
Yeah, we kind of lost contact because he was all the way in California and we was in Wisconsin. My mom constantly changed phone numbers. We were constantly moving. So nobody never really knew exactly what was going on. And I think my grandmother finally called and figured out where my dad was and said, you need to come up here and get your daughter and see what you could do about the boys. And so my dad ended up getting me out of foster care, but because my brothers have different dads, we all have different dads, they wouldn't release them to him.
What? Why?
They said that they had to get permission from
and he wanted fathers.
To. Yeah, he wanted to take us all. And so they told him that they would have to, their fathers would have to give up their rights to take them. And my brother's fathers protested it because it was in California. Even though they didn't want them. Yes. Even though they didn't want them, they didn't take them. They didn't take them.
Why? Oh, people, see, let me stop you there for a minute. Our community, and when I say our, I mean African Americans, Black, excuse my French, NIGGERS. Let's go there. Come on now. Y'all know we keep it real. Back in a time when things are like this is happening, a lot of folks, and I have a story too, and I'll tell you mine another time, is what happens in this house stays in this house. But you don't want to take the children, but you don't want somebody else to take them and raise them. What sense? Somebody make that make sense to me. Mm-hmm. So how long did your brothers stay in foster care?
Their whole lives.
My God. Okay, we got to come back to that. Lori said, thank you for being so brave to tell your story. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless the grandparents for taking in the kids. I don't think they took them in, right? They didn't take them, right? Yeah, they didn't take them.
My grandmother, she tried, back and forth with the boys. But she was getting older in age. And like I said, she already had a lot of kids. Yeah. So they would go with her for a little bit and then end up back in foster care. And then my older brother, the reason why we kind of had lost touch for a long time is when he turned 17, he was convicted of murder and spent about 23 years in jail.
My God.
So yes. But my younger brother, he spent his whole life in foster care until he turned 18.
And I'm going to pause for a minute. And this is what I talk about on my channel. And a lot of you guys already noticed, my regular people. Oh, hold on a minute. This is why you tell people you love them. And I don't mean anybody. I mean, it could be a stranger. Because sometimes, and I told you this, sometimes people grow up in foster care or foster care systems and they never heard, I love you. And not to, oh, I love you. I mean, I love you. Like, I love you, Kiki. Thank you for being here. I love you, Nepturo. I love you, Jackie. But like, they never heard, I love you. And look, her brother killed someone, whatever the circumstances was. Because I'm going to tell you, if he didn't grow up like that, he may not have went down that route. And then the other one, he aged out at 18, right? Mm-hmm. My God, my God. And y'all wonder why I say this story here is phenomenal and amazing. And we just touching the surface because I got my notes here on some questions I'm going to ask her. But I just wanted her to get that out so you guys could understand what it was. So I'm going to go a little bit faster here just to skip over. Is your mom okay now?
My mom, I have not talked to her now. It's been probably about 9 years. and she's pretty much she's been in and out of hospital since we've been taken from her.
I was going to ask you, did she ever go get help to go,
because she'll go get help, and as long as she's in the hospital, she'll get the help and take the medicines, and she's like the mom that that you would want.
Yeah.
But once she leaves the hospital and she starts back drinking and she stops taking her medicines and all that stuff, then she's pretty much walking the streets and doing whatever she can to, get to her next alcohol, or she'll maintain a job for a couple months and then she'll kind of revert back. So yeah.
She needs to be stabilized on her meds.
Yeah.
Okay. So, so your dad took you from what age? 11, 12?
I was about 10 and a half. 10. So I spent a year and a half. Yeah, I spent a year and a half in foster care. Okay. So when I was about 10 and a half, it could have been right after my 11th birthday. I can't remember. But I remember it was during winter time and my birthday's in December. So it was either right before my 11th birthday or right after, because it was still snowing there. And when we came to California, there was no snow.
It was beautiful. So you stayed with dad until you became an adult?
Yes.
Okay. Did you get therapy from
I didn't.
the molested? Look, see, this is what I'm talking about, people. Not that we don't ask for it because we may not know it. You know what I'm saying? We may be naive and ignorant and not know it, but it wasn't even offered and given and forced on her to, your mom is having a psychosis episode. Your dad, at the time, you didn't know where. Grandma couldn't take you. But this little girl was molested and nobody offered her counseling. And please don't no one get offended, because I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I'm trying to be honest. If she was white, my God, if she was white, this would not have happened. She would have gotten counseling all the way up until probably now. I'm sorry. Y'all know how I get emotional. I'm very emotional. I'm very real. I'm very honest. And I don't mean real like, oh, keep it real. I mean real as these things happen in life. Mm-hmm. And that's why I put life happens, these events. Yes, thanks for sharing. Lynn's life lesson says, yes, thank you so much for sharing. Please ask her how her experience has influenced her relationship and love. I'm going to get to that, Trend Around Me. You're moving ahead too fast. Slow down, Trend Around Me. I got that. So, okay, so we know mom is there. You say your older brother, and now you got. So what about your younger brother? Did you and him have a relationship? Because you said he aged out at 18 of foster care. And when he aged out, did you guys connect back, or were you connected while he was in foster care?
I didn't know the different foster, because he went to multiple foster homes. And she would, go to the hospital, get on her medicines, get better, and they would give him back to her. And
the younger one.
Yes. And so that's how he ended up going, to my grandmother's, and then she would get him back, and then the foster care would take him back from her. So he experienced the worst of it.
And it's part of the foster care system. Also, up here, I'm in New York, and there was a child. It was a huge, huge story and they were white. And the parents this child was skinny and frail and eating paint off the wall and just terrible. And then wind up dying because the mom neglected her. And I believe the mom beat her or pushed her, and she hit her head and she wound up dying. This is ridiculous. If you have that first instant where they take you from your mom, unless she go to classes, parenting classes, mental classes, all of this, you should not have your children back. I'm strong for everybody keeping their kids, but when it's situations like this, no, you should not have them children. I don't care if you cleaned up your life until you are proven. And you know what this reminds me of? And I put myself in this position, so please don't get offended. Is Penny on Good Times. When her mom came back to get her. Mm-hmm. She was ready to take her, but her tendencies didn't change. She was still the same.
Yep.
Because she never got help. She got money because she married somebody rich, but she never got the mental help of how to take care of her. My God, Kiki. Woo, child. Again, people, we are interviewing Kiki Renee. If you are sensitive to life issues, you may not want to be here. I totally get it. But if you are here, thank you so much. Please follow her on Instagram and on TikTok. And we're going to get into some of the videos that I saw that I have questions on. So now I know you were with your brother and now you're an adult. Now you are, what age did you leave dad's house? 18, 21, 20?
Oh, my dad is, I love him to death. And that was a unique situation of him trying to raise a daughter that had a lot of history and dealing with that, and him dealing, trying to work around in his schedule. So I lived with him, and then I lived with an aunt as well. So it was kind of back and forth, and he would make sure that, we had money, they were taken care of while they were taking care of me. And I would live with him sometimes and live with them sometimes. So it was kind of a back and forth thing.
Did you like living with dad? Did you like being with him? Did he take care of you?
I kind of got to dad. I was like the soft spot. So I got everything I wanted, anything I wanted. And so it was good. He made sure that, I was taken care of and I was safe.
Were you his only child? Or are you his only child?
No. My dad has 10 kids.
Huh?
My dad has 10 kids.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah.
Wow, daddy was Rolling Stone, baby.
But I can't say one thing about that. He made sure that we was all taken care of and we was all eventually under one roof. So it would be 10 of us rugrats running around in a 2-bedroom apartment. But
now, is he still alive?
Yes. And he's on here somewhere. I told him he better be on here. He said he was watching me.
I was watching your videos and you said you were a teen mom at 15. Let's go there. How did you get into a situation where you became a young mom, pregnant at 15? That reminds me of that TV show, Pregnant at 15. How was that a part of your mental state of wanting to be loved, or you were waiting, or tell me how that happened?
I think I was looking for that love because
turn around.
Dad, don't worry, you okay? No. Yes, he was. Yes, that's one of my brothers, Dominic. He's one of the 10.
Thank you for being here.
I think I was trying to fit in and I was trying to find love, and I have an older sister, and although she was not sexually active at that time, she's 6 years older than me, 5.5, and so I would hang with her a lot because my younger sister was like 5.5 years younger than me. So I wasn't 13 hanging with the 7-year-old. I was 13 hanging with an 18-year-old. So she already had her car. She was working. She was going to school. So I wanted to hang with the older crowds. And in my mind, the older crowds was sexually active, was drinking, because I started drinking. I was smoking marijuana when I was 12 and 13. And so that was just, I think, me acting out and me wanting to be in the middle of all the attention and seeking love. And so I was actually 14 when I became pregnant. And that was me hanging out with friends and at the little boy house, and his mama didn't care, and that all happened. And so
pause for a minute right there. And is your brother's name Richie?
It's Dominic. He calls
Dominic. How are you? Thank you for being here. And if you like, me to interview you to tell your part of the story, because everybody has a different version as they grow up, I'm more than willing to do that. I do it with love. If I ask you a question and you don't feel comfortable, you could just say, I don't want to answer that. But the reason I'm interviewing your sister is because I seen her TikTok and I was just drawn to her. And like I said, everyone has a story. I have a story too. Everyone has a story. So I definitely wanted to reach out to her on this. Hey, Delicia, how are you? Hi.
And that's one of my sisters.
How are you, sis? So now you are expecting at 14. How did you even know you were pregnant at 14? You're still a baby.
You know what? I did not know. It's so funny because when I started my cycle, my dad didn't find out that I had started my cycle until one day he was washing my blankets and he saw the little stain in the bed and he was like, he called my aunt. And
of
so
course.
my aunt, she asked me, she was like, are you? Because I thought I was dying. I literally thought I was bleeding to death and I was gonna die.
Me too. I was like, I got shot.
I sat in a tub of cold water to think that it was gonna stop the bleeding, but it kept coming every month. And so I was never taught any of that.
You was never taught it.
And nobody told me about, going into womanhood or having a menstrual cycle or any of that. And so when my dad found out, he immediately called my aunt and they was like, it was a celebration. And I was like, no, it's not.
I know.
And so she ended up taking me out to dinner and all that good stuff. And so I didn't know anything about it. So when I became pregnant, I didn't tell anybody for 6 months.
Okay. Wait, now before you go there. So were you and the boy dating or you were just fooling around and you got pregnant? Like, were you in a relationship with him?
We wasn't in I wouldn't say a relationship because
girlfriend.
We had started talking on the phone when I was like 12 and my sister was dating his older brother. And so we just messing around. Not knowing nothing, not even knowing that I could get pregnant. And so we're just fooling around and I ended up, I stopped having periods. So that was the first sign, but I still didn't know.
You didn't know.
I was doing sports. I was going to school. I was doing all kind of stuff. And at that time, that's when I had transitioned, going to live back with my dad, and he was engaged. And so it's so funny. One day, before that, I was laying in the bed, and so laying on my back, and my sister saw something like just poking my stomach, and she was like, "What is that?" I'm like, "I don't know." I was like, I don't know what's going on. And she was like, you better not be pregnant. I'm like, I'm not. And I was pregnant. And so she seen the baby move. We all seen the baby move. It was me and my sister and my cousin. We're all in the room.
So have you been feeling the pain, the movement the whole time?
Yeah.
But you didn't equate that to being pregnant.
Yeah.
You're 14.
And when I figured that I was pregnant, I was too scared. I didn't want to disappoint my dad and I didn't want to, disappoint my aunts and my family. And so I was scared. I was scared to death to tell anybody. And so they kind of kept it a secret for a little bit. And then my sister's like, I'm telling. And I'm like, please don't tell. And what made it even worse is we were in the mall walking and I just started throwing up. And so my dad's, she was his fiance at the time. She's like, you pregnant? And I'm like, no, I'm not. And she's like, yes, you are. I'm like, no, I'm not. And so finally, I ended up taking a pregnancy test right after my 15th birthday. My birthday is December 5th. I ended up having my son March 5th. So
wow.
3 months after my 15th birthday. And that was the first time I went to, my dad took me to a pediatrician. And the pediatrician was like, no, you need a gynecologist.
Hello.
And so they ended up taking me to the gynecologist, which was an African-American doctor. I had never seen an African-American doctor, and she was amazing. And so she was really, really, really good and just helped me through those last 3 months because whole 6 months I had not went to the doctor. I had not. No vitamins, no nothing. I'm playing sports. I'm playing football in the streets with my brothers and everything. So
so baby's healthy, baby's okay, everything. You're healthy. are you in contact with the dad today?
I am not today.
Now, does he knows about the child?
Yeah. He was young. We're both 14, not to make no excuses, but he didn't know what it was to be a dad. So his mom took over that responsibility.
Okay.
He was there, but he wasn't there, if that makes sense.
So your child knows that side of the family?
He knows his dad's side.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to the video because I've been watching this. What year was that when you had the baby?
95.
95. Okay. And so it said that you got married.
Yes.
What year did you get married?
I ended up getting married in 2006. So I was, 24, 25?
Okay.
At that time.
Now, at this age of 24, are you worried about the schizophrenia with your mom, or are you not?
I wasn't.
Okay.
Not so much. I kind of felt like, because they say like it skips generations and stuff like that. And so I wasn't too much worried about it because I was doing good in school. I was like a straight A student. I graduated from high school a year early. I felt like I had to prove myself more because I became a teen mom. And I went through so much. Once the school found out that I was pregnant, they completely kicked me out. I had to go to an all-girls school for teen moms. Because at that time,
we didn't have in New York called Ida B. Wells. It was for pregnant young girls.
We didn't have it's popular to have the teen mom show and all that. No.
It isn't that popular. I don't it's still wrong.
Yeah, at that time it was like, don't talk about it. We don't want to see it. We don't want it around our kids. And so I was placed in a school just for pregnant teen girls. And so that was a hard situation to understand. So I felt a lot of times I had to prove myself because people were like, oh, you're just going to be a welfare mom. You're going to have
come on now.
You're going to be living in a system with all 10 of your kids. And, so because of that, it made me work harder, which was actually a blessing in disguise for me. And so I just had to work harder and prove myself. I graduated a year early from high school, and I went straight.
You gotta go, girl.
I went straight to university.
Hold on, we celebrate that. We celebrate wins here, baby. Congratulations.
So, at the age of 17 is when I moved out on my own because my dad and my aunts, they were like, you're not going nowhere until you graduate high school. And I was like, okay, bet. I'm going to do it fast. And I did it in 3 years and I moved out and I've been on my own since 17.
Okay. So that's amazing. And that's awesome. So you were in an abusive marriage. So, we want to go here because again, I seen it on this videos. You got married in 2006. How did you meet now is it your ex-husband to this day?
Yeah, he's my ex.
How did you meet your ex-husband?
So, like I said, I went straight to college at 17. He was a few years older than me. So at 19 is when I met him. So in 2000, I met him in late 99, early 2000. And we actually met at a, they call the conservation courts. I don't know if they have that up there, but it's like you go and they teach you training and then they give you a job after. Okay. And so we met there and we were both at the conservation courts. He kept trying to talk to me. I was kind of in and out with my son's dad. We wasn't really talking. I think we had just broken up for the last time. And so I was like, oh my gosh, it's this guy. He's showing interest in me. He wants to take me out. And so we ended up starting to talk and he took me out and he was buying me all these nice gifts. He had a nice car. He was doing all the things that I felt like I wanted and I needed at the time. Of course. And so come to find out, all the money and the cars and all that stuff he had and he was driving belonged to his girlfriend that he had and the mother of his kid. But I didn't find that out until probably about
Shady.
2 years into the relationship.
Wow.
2 years into the relationship, but by that time I was completely invested
In love.
and I was completely in love, and I was just like, but he's gonna leave her and he's gonna be with me. I was that person, and which he finally left her after a few years, and I thought he was all mine, and we ended up moving in together and doing that whole thing. And so I was just like, okay, everything is gonna be fine. He done cut her off, but little do I know he didn't cut her off. And then he had another baby. Yeah.
And y'all talk about strength. Look at this. But before you go on, did you finish college?
I finished college. So I have 2 degrees. I have a bachelor's in criminology and I have a bachelor's in business management.
Oh, yes, baby. Look at God. Look at God.
Amen.
Look at God. So I'm just going by the videos that I've seen. So it said you were in an abusive marriage for 13 years, right? And that you 7 years ago, so I don't know if it's 7 years ago from now or 7 years ago, a while ago, that you attempted suicide twice.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
It was 7 years ago from last year when I posted that video.
Okay.
And so it was 2013, 2014 is when I tried twice.
Okay. So
go ahead.
You had to be in a state of definitely a deep depression. And of course, rightfully so, everything you have went through. But being in that dark space, tell us, because some people don't understand. They may be in a depression and smiling and happy, but you don't know what somebody is going through. They could be happy all out, but behind closed doors, they could be a mess. So tell me, if you care to, what was some of those feelings that you were feeling when you were in that depressed state? Because some people may have it and not realize that's depression, honey. You need to go and talk with someone. Men and women get in depressive states.
So from about 2002, 2003, that was about 2 years into our relationship is when the abuse started. So he would slap me, grab my arm, talk down to me. I'm ugly. Nobody's going to want me. And he made me feel real low about myself. And so I was too scared to speak up about it. I didn't want to tell anybody that I was going through that because I was still going to work. I was still putting on my happy face, like you said, smiling. So nobody, not my sisters, not like I didn't tell anybody what was going on behind closed doors. They thought we had the perfect relationship. Everything was good until one day, one of his girlfriends that he was, when it got real bad, it was probably right after we got married. So 2006, around that time, 2007. It was like once we got married, it was like all holds barred. Like he didn't care. Like you're mine, you're my wife. Now I could really do any and everything. And so at that time, my dad had ended up, once I graduated high school, my dad moved back to Wisconsin. So it was just me, my older sister, and then I have a brother that's still in California, and him and the younger kids, they all moved back to Wisconsin. And so when he thought he got me alone, he already had pulled me from all my friendships, all my relationships. I wasn't hanging out with my sister anymore. I didn't have any friends anymore. It was work and home and take care of him and his 2 daughters, one that he had on me while we were together. And I did it.
No, I get it. I get that part.
And so it was just having a family. I had my son, I had his 2 girls, and I made it work. I denied everything that was going on. And I'm like, oh no, he's good. He's good. And then one day his girlfriend, she came to my house. She came to my house to fight me because of him. And so I was like, I'm not going to fight at my house. I'm not going to. Girl, I hadn't had a fight since elementary school. So I was like, this girl fits to beat me up. But I was like, I can't back out. So I was like, I'm not going to fight in my house. I'm not going to fight in front of my house. The only way you knew where I live is if he brought you to our house. And so I was like, we could go
light bulb.
I'm like, we could go down the street. Let's meet down at the school. And that's what we did. We went and met at the school and I fought this girl. And so we two grown, well, she wasn't grown. I think she was only like 17 or 18. So he was already manipulating a child. Yes. He was already manipulating a child. She actually was a girl that stayed in our apartments. And I was taking her to school. I was doing her hair. She was only like 14 or 15 at the time. So I had no clue that he was a child molester in my eyes. Jesus. Because he's a grown adult, 25 years old, and you're messing with a 15-year-old. And so about different. I found out about it. I think she might have had just turned 18 because she was older. We had moved away from the apartments and all that good stuff and had a house. But I was just like, little girl. I'm like, okay, come on, let's go. And so my sister.
Is this the one he had a baby with?
No. They never had any kids together, thank God. But we ended up fighting. And when I got home, instead of him checking her and going, what's going on, he jumped on me. And
wait a minute. Are you serious?
We ended up getting into a huge fight. And that was the first time that I attempted suicide because I just felt like there's no out. There's no reason. There's no for you to beat me the way you did. And that's kind of when my family became aware of what was going on because he got so scared. Once he was fighting me, I kind of blanked out. I don't remember everything that happened, but I remember the ambulance coming to pick me up and taking me out. And so when they did that is because I was trying to stab him. I busted out all the windows in the house. I went crazy. Yeah, and they put me on a 5150 hold. And so
I know what that is, honey.
I took a whole bunch of pills and I was like, I'm just gonna end it. I don't want to go through this. And so,
and again, instead of them giving you counseling and asking you what happened, they want to put you in a mental facility. What sense? None. Makes no sense.
None at all. And so,
I'm so sorry.
When we came back, we had separated. He went his own way. I ended up going to live with my older sister for a while and just being in that vulnerable situation. And then he came back and he was sneaking calling me because my sister was like, he's not allowed. I don't want to see him. You better not talk to him. And me, I was just like, but I love him. We've been together. At that time, it was like 11 and a half, almost 12 years we were together. And I was like,
now, did his daughters live with you?
No, they didn't live with us, but we had them a lot.
Well, your son lived with you.
Yeah. And at that time, my son, he had basically got fed up and he was like, I'm going to go live with my dad and my grandma. And so he ended up leaving and going to live with his grandma for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And so he was like, I'll come back. I want everything to be perfect and we're going to start over. So let's move to Portland, Oregon. That's where
is there black people in Oregon?
Not a lot, but yeah. And he was just like, let's move to Oregon where his family was, like his dad, and he had brothers and stuff and aunts and stuff up there. Let's move to Oregon. I'm going to change. I'm going to be the man that you need to be. So I was like, okay, one more chance. let's go. So I packed up everything. I left my son here with his grandmother, and I left and went to Oregon with him. And he got a job. He hadn't worked in probably like 5 years. I was the sole bread earner and all that stuff. And that's why I didn't know a lot of things and all the girls he was messing with, because I was working 2 or 3 jobs just to take care of the household. And so when we moved to Portland, he ended up getting a job.
So it was just you and him?
Yeah, it was just me and him. We stayed with his dad for a while. And within 6 months, I say he already had a girlfriend there. He already.
Are you kidding me?
He was.
My God.
He had his kid's mom, his daughter's mom that he had on me. He had her coming from California, and they was meeting up in a hotel. I found that out later. And so the relationship that he had made, he met some girl off the internet. They started a relationship. His dad got sick. I was working. She was going to the hospital to see his dad, everything. And so I guess she saw my phone number or saw a text or something from me, because he would go and be gone for, like a couple days and come back and just act like nothing's wrong. And she called me. And she was like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "I'm his wife." "Who are you?" And so we had this whole dialogue and conversation. And once he found out that I knew about her and she told me everything, he jumped on me in his dad's parking lot of their apartments in front of the whole apartment complex. He beat me so bad. I had braces at the time. My lips were stuck inside my braces, and I had to get them surgically removed.
Now, hold the hell up. My God, my God, my God. Do y'all understand when I said this woman has strength? You are here for a reason. You have a purpose in this world. I need you to not give up. I need you not to go back to that dark place. I need you to know that you are worthy, that you are loved. Sis, we love you. I'm so sorry you went through this, but your story is going to help another young woman, no matter what color she is, to know that she doesn't have to put up with this. You can get out. And I know that had to hurt you to your core. You love me. I moved with you, leave my family to come over here to help you. And not only do you bring someone from another state and you make a relationship here, now you want to act up and act out on me and to hurt me physically, where I have to get surgery. Excuse my language, but mofo, are you crazy? So tell me, what are your thoughts at this point when you have to go get surgery? I know your heart had to be broke.
At that point, that was the first time I've ever filed a police report on him. And I was so scared and embarrassed. And because my sister, she was like, "Don't go. You've been going through this for too long. Don't go." And I'm just like, "I'm going. He's going to change. I'm going." And so when that happened, I felt like I couldn't tell my family because I was too embarrassed to come back. And I was, it makes me emotional because I was just like,
go ahead and cry, honey. We cry all the time.
I knew how much they loved me. And I knew that if my dad knew what I was going through, he wouldn't have allowed it, which is why I didn't tell them. And so that was the second time that within 8 months, I had tried to commit suicide because I didn't want to face my family. I didn't want them to know that I made that decision to go with him, and I knew it wasn't going to change, but I still wanted to give him that chance. And so when that happened, I was like, I can't go back. I can't tell my family. I don't know what to do. And so I thought the best way to do it was to end my life, and nobody had to know. They just know that I wasn't happy and I'm not here. And thank God at that time didn't work out either.
Thank God you are here. Yes. You guys in the chat, show her some love. Throw in some green hearts in the chat and let her know she is so worthy. Yes, Jackie. Yes, it will help someone else do the same thing. Yes, he had the issue, not you, love. Exactly, Nene. Yes. So it's okay. Yes, we cry here. Y'all know that. I'm a girl. I'll be up here blubbering, crying. They be like, Vern, really? I be like, I cry over anything, but especially when it's something like that. Never blame yourself. It was not your fault. Thank you, Jeffrey's Angels. Yes, guys, show her some love with the green hearts. Yes. So now, thank God you're still here. Thank God it didn't work. Thank God for Jesus that you are here to be able to tell your story. Look at all this love they're giving you in the chat. Yes, y'all. Show her that love, y'all. Show her that love. Show her how we do it, baby. Yes. My mommy is a crybaby. Hush. So now, what year is this? Now, is this the 2014? Because that was when you said he beat you. That
was in.
Are we still in 2014?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2014, it was. It started 2013 December, and when I finally left was 2014. So
and you left with nothing. Tell us
nothing.
What gave you the strength to be like, I'm done?
So like I said, that was the first time I called the police and filed a police report. Once they called and tried to arrest him, he was calling me like, drop the charges. It's not going to happen again. And I was like, no, I'm not. And so I went to a women's shelter up there, not knowing anybody, for about 2 weeks. And then his aunt took me in and she was like, come stay here. I won't tell him that you're here, and you do what you need to do to get yourself in order or whatever. And so I ended up staying with her for maybe about a month, from January to the end of February. I ended up staying with her, and I was working at Walmart at the time up there. And I told them what happened. And so I thank God for Walmart, because they are the ones that got me here today. They paid for my flight. They paid for my hotel stay and everything to come back to California because of the domestic violence and them trying to help me. So basically, all of our stuff was in storage because we were living with his dad. So furniture, paintings, like our whole life that we had together for the last 12 years was in storage. I had 2 bags and that was it. And that's what I had at his aunt's house. I booked my flights. I kind of pretended with him like everything was okay. I just need some time away.
Because people open their mouth and say, oh, I'm leaving you. Don't say nothing. I'm glad
I didn't say nothing. I'm just like, everything's okay. I just need some time away. Like, I don't want to be around your family, because when he jumped on me, his dad, his stepmom, his brothers, they were all outside watching.
No, they were not.
Everybody was outside. Everybody in the apartment complex was outside watching, and nobody. And that's so sad for this. I'm only 4'11". This man is 6'2". For him to jump on me and nobody came to my aid or help, that showed me like it's me or me. That's it. All I got is me right now. And so
gotta choose me first, Lucius. I gotta choose me first.
Choose me first. And that's what I did. And so when Walmart came aware of the situation and everything, they were like, we're not going to give him any information or anything. And so they paid for my ticket. I packed up my 2 bags and I came back to California with my family. And I never looked back.
Pause right there. I'm not a fan of Walmart, but I'm glad they did this. I'm not a fan, but I'm glad. So hold on. Do you have a YouTube channel? Because I found you on TikTok and Instagram.
I have a YouTube, but I don't post anything on there.
Okay. So go. It's her. You can find her on Instagram and on TikTok. One of my mods was trying to drop your link. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay. Yes. That was nice of them. Yes, that was very nice of them. I'm going to read some of the comments. I'm going to let you just woosah for a moment, drink of water or whatever. We're going to come back. We're going to come back. His aunt did the right thing not to uphold him in his wrongdoing. Wow, Kiki is on here. Awesome. Do you know Soul of a Man?
I don't know who that is. I don't know
He said, wow, Kiki is on here. Awesome. Thank you, Soul of a Man. Yes, that's it. Uniquely. Thank you so much. There is her channel, guys. I'm actually gonna pin it. Let me find it on YouTube. 811. I'm gonna pin it here from Napturo Lauricia, and it'll be at the top. It'll be pinned. You have to have an escape plan. Yes, that was nice of both her aunt and Walmart. Yes. Hi, Onicia, Edmund. Hello, welcome. Thank you for being here. Oh my God, that is crazy. I told you guys this was an amazing story of strength, of gratitude. And I want to say this, and I said this earlier on my live. When you have family, rather they were his family or her family, that betray you, that people disappoint you, people show you who they really are, believe them. But when family does this and make you so distraught, sometimes you have to leave family where they are. I've been there. I told y'all that. And I talked about this earlier because I wanted people to have that understanding of what we were going to be talking about today. Oh my God, I can't believe they just let him do that. Exactly. Right? They just stood there and didn't do anything. You just leave without saying anything, make a plan to go. Exactly. Now to a post a link. It's there, Jerry. I just pinned it to the top of the live stream. I just follow her on social media. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, yes, for TikTok too. His family must condone that behavior. Yeah, right. God got her through it. Truly God-tastic. Yes. So, now you're back in Wisconsin?
No, I came back to California.
You came back to California. Did you get your son, or is your son here with you in California?
Yeah, I ended up getting my son back. Okay. Once I came back, I ended up living with my sister. We stayed together for probably about 2 or 3 years before I got my own house, and just everything just took off from there once I came back. And I'm like, I'm not going to allow another man into my life to do this to me. I was so scared and I was so embarrassed to talk about it. And in 2016 is when, so 2 years.
Hold on, because I want them to. I want to reel them in with this. Yes, Jeffrey's Angel, hold your head up. She said, "Life happens. Continue to keep writing your story." This is why I said life happens. Hey, Billy Murphy, that's my baby girl. I love it. That's your daddy. Hey, daddy. Hey, daddy. We know about you, daddy. So listen at this, guys. I want you to understand, even though she went through that, we thank God for Jesus that he gave her the strength. It may have taken a while, but God is an on-time God. God does it in his time, not in yours. But he had to have her eyes open, and she had to see. Now, this is 2016. Are you divorced at this time in 2016?
I am divorced.
You are divorced. Okay. So now you left your full-time job to follow your dreams. It said you started your business in 2016. Is this when you started that business?
Yes.
Okay.
2016.
So now I want you to tell us about that, because I know what it is, but I want you to tell them about that. Give me one moment. Let me see any more comments. I hope she is writing a book. We're going to ask her that in one moment. We're going to ask her that because, everybody got a story. Okay. So now it's 2016. What made you say, let me start a business? Because you're already intelligent. You have the 2 degrees. You're doing everything. It's just that personally, you're so emotionally attached to this devil. And this is why I tell people, sometimes people come in your life to put a hold on you. And God can't bless you in your mess. God couldn't bless her when she was putting up with that man and allowing him to do that, because she may have known God, but she didn't give God the reins. Sometimes you got to let go and let God take the wheel. Get your grubby, raggedy hands off of it. Like I say all the time, take your hands off so God can work. He couldn't work and give her a business Even though she was working at these jobs, she went to Walmart. They helped her. But God couldn't give her a business because she was in the mess. And now look, she's thriving. So tell us about this. I'm so excited for them to hear this.
So 2016, I actually worked my way up to being an assistant store manager at Walmart. So I was the second from the highest position there. And I was so distraught and emotionally drained. I had put on almost 100 pounds. I was about 256 pounds at 4'11".
And you said you're 4'11".
Yeah. So I was 256 pounds at 4'11". I looked like I was probably 500 pounds. And so I had just been trying to get myself back, get my confidence back, because he tore me down till I was like nothing. And so I was trying all these different diets.
Wait, before you go on, did he get arrested for any of this?
No. Nope.
Even though you pressed charges, right?
I did press charges. I pressed charges. They arrested him. He was out within 2 days. Then I left. I changed my numbers, everything. So after that, they probably didn't, because I never went back to court or anything, and I never went back. I haven't seen him since 2014. Because I completely went into hiding, because I felt at that moment, if he found me, he was going to kill me. And so I was just like, I have to completely, so sad. I had to cut his entire family off, his kids.
Don't be sorry. Bye.
I completely cut everybody, anybody that had ties between me and him. I completely cut everybody off.
And you guys didn't have children?
We didn't have. We had a son in 2003 that passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And so, yeah, that was a whole different situation. But thank God we didn't have any ties that had to keep us connected.
And I'm not saying, I want you to understand me, I'm not saying that's why the baby didn't survive. But God said it wasn't your time to have a child with this person. God didn't want you attached. He wanted you detached. Come on, somebody. Y'all show her some love in the chat. Give us some green hearts. Billy Murphy said, Kiki, this is Dolores. I'm so proud of you.
That's my dad's wife.
Okay. Congratulations on your bravery and strength. Yes. He is an on-time God, isn't he? Nene said he was blocking her, and now she's free. And look, God can't bless you when you in that. He said you have to open your eyes so you can see. Come on. I would like to say I'm sending much love to you. I love you, and being in my life, I love you. Oh, yes. Okay. So tell us about this amazing business, and what made you want to start a business? What made you say,
you know what? I really was not trying to start a business. I found this company because I wanted to lose weight. And I have been trying every and any.
But you were still at Walmart, right?
I was still at Walmart. So I was trying any and everything to lose weight. And I saw one of my friends from high school was posting all these pictures. And in high school, I remember she was a big girl too. She was at least 300 plus, And so I seen her on Facebook one day, and I'm like, she is half her size. Like, I need whatever she's taking. And so I messaged her, and she told me about the products and the business. And I was like, I'm not doing no business. I just want the products that you use, and that's it. And so within my first 3 months on the program, I had lost 78 pounds. And I was like, okay. I was just like, I thought I was everything then.
Yes!
So,
that's amazing.
So she was like, your results is so amazing. And I kept having people at work like, what are you doing? What are you doing? She was like, and I was just sending people to her. She was like, your results is so good. And everybody you sending to me, you could be making that money. And I was like, I guess that's, that sounds
okay.
Good.
Before you get on that. So now you're at Walmart. You said you're the second from the manager, so you're like an assistant manager.
I was the second from the top. So we have the store manager, and then I was assistant store manager.
Okay, so yeah, the GM was at the. So did they want you to stay at Walmart, or because now you're like, I'm losing weight, I'm gonna start this business. Did they want you to stay?
Yeah, and it was all my intentions to stay because I wanted to be the store manager, and then I wanted to work at regional because I'm like, I have my business management degree, so I knew how to manage a large company. So that's where I knew my career was going. I was going to be the head of Walmart.
Baby.
And so that's where I just knew it. I knew that's where I was going to be. And so I was like, okay, I said, I'm going to do both. So when people would ask me like about my products or whatever, I'll just send them a link and I'll send them the 5 products that I was taking. Go on my link, order this, you got it. That was how I started the business. And so I did that for 2 years. So I was still doing both. I was working that business, and then I was working at Walmart. I was working 16-hour days, so I really didn't have time for that business. So basically, like I said, I just gave out my link, order these products, they're going to work. Trust me. And everybody, it worked as long as they followed what I was doing. And I was like, okay, I'm good. So I was making that little extra income. And then in 2018, I suffered a death in my family. And the night that my grandfather passed away, I called my store manager and I'm like, because he was on hospice, we knew, it was coming. All the family was there and everything. And so he went peacefully and we were all there. And I was like, my grandfather just passed away and I don't think I'm going to make it in. I was the overnight manager. So I would work from 8 o'clock at night to 10 o'clock in the morning the next day. And so she was like, we don't have anybody else. You need to come in. And I was like, can you cover for me? Like, hello? I've been with this company for this long and you're trying to tell me like I have to come in, like I'm going through like a real, and they knew, up until his death, what was going on. And so they knew that everything I was going through. And she was like, if you don't come in, you're going to get written up and you're probably going to get suspended. So that
now, how long have you been with them at this time?
About 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was with them for about 6 years and I was like, I said, okay. And, my store that I was working at is like 45 minutes from where I lived. And so on my drive over there, I just prayed and I was like, okay, God, like I had, like, you guys know, Walmart is never closed. They open 364 days a year. The only day they close is Christmas. And the managers.
And that only just happened.
That's just recently. The managers, we wasn't allowed to request any holidays. So I would miss every holiday. I would miss every birthday. Like I spent literally no time. Our rotating schedules was 9 days on and 2 days off. And so
were they paying that well?
We're salary. So it wasn't a
clock in. Left that right.
We was literally making like $4 an hour on salary. And so I was like, on my way there, all I could do was just pray. And I'm just like, okay, God, what am I going to do? Because I'm tired of missing time with my family. I'm tired of missing out on everything. And the first thing that popped in my mind was, you got this business. Run your business. Stop going to clock in. Stop doing everything that you think you have to do. Stop trying to live inside the norm of what people expect of you and go build this business. And so when I went in, I wrote a little hand note and I left it in her little cubby that I said I was quitting in 2 weeks. I know what I was going to do. I didn't have no.
Wait a minute. So the night that your grandfather passed, you went in?
Because they said I didn't have a choice.
Oh, I have a choice. I won't be
I had a choice, but I didn't. I was like, I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to get written up. Right. I was thinking about all that stuff. And so I went in and I put in my.
How can you work and focus when your mind is not really there? You can't.
Yeah. And so that night, I was like, I'm not coming back. And everybody was like, girl, you joking. Watch me. And so my manager, she was like, are you serious? And I was like, I'm dead serious. She was like, you're really going to quit? Yes, I'm really going to quit. And so they ended up.
I gave you 2 weeks. You're lucky you got that.
They ended up trying to fire me because previous to that, my sister had a wedding. And I told them I wasn't coming in. I'm going to my sister's wedding. And so they had already they hadn't gave it to me, but they had already pre-written me up and gave me a suspension for 2 weeks. So when I put in my 2-week notice, they were like, you got a 2-week suspension. So basically, like, today was your last day. And I was like,
okay, bye.
Bye. I am going and I'm not coming back. So I was like, okay, here's my keys. Here's
Deuces,
my bag.
kick rock. See you later,
And that's it. And so my team leader who's on here now, Meech, I called her, I texted her, and I was like, I just quit my job. So I need to know everything that I need to do this business full time because I'm not going back. And so that was in October of 2018. And I've been home working my business for 3 years, almost 4 years now.
And guess
I
what?
actually started another business with my degree in business management and accounting. I have my own bookkeeping and accounting business too now.
Look at God! Look at God!
So I'm doing both. I am doing both.
Listen, God said he was going to bless you. God said he's going to give you abundance. God said he's going to give you increase. God is a wealthy God. I keep telling people God is not rich. God is wealthy. He wants to see you abundant and give you the desires of your heart, but he couldn't bless you because you were stuck and tied to the devil. Come on, Lord. Look at God go. Woo!
And I just was like,
Walmart, 2 businesses. Kiss it, baby. Kiss it.
And I just said, I'm going to, because I was finding this company, the weight loss company that I found, just finding this company and being surrounded by women that were like truly there to uplift me. They were the first people I told my complete story to, and they helped me heal through that because I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed of what other people was going to think about me. I didn't want to tell anybody that I was molested as a child. I didn't want people to know that I was abused because, you know, the first thing people like, why didn't you just leave? Is that mental place that keeps you there. And it's not that you love the person. It's not that you know, you're, because I love them, but my heart wasn't there, but it was still that mental, like, I'm not going to find, nobody's going to want me. That's how he made it. It was a
chain. He had a chain hold. Let's call it what it is. People have a hold on people sometimes that you just can't get out. This is why I tell people you are not your situation. You are not your circumstance. You can break that chain. Just because you grew up in the projects all your life, you don't have to stay there. Just because you was molested as a child, that has nothing to do with it. She got 2 businesses, baby. God said, don't worry about your past. I will make you white as snow. You better come, Kiki girl. Listen, God is amazing. Come on now.
And
do
just
you know
being
Andrea?
Just being able
you know
to
who Andrea is?
No, wait. No, I don't.
No, okay.
But we can talk later.
She said
she needs some. We can definitely talk after. But it was just such a life-changing experience when you have people that's pouring into you and believing in you when you're not even believing in yourself. And these ladies just taught me so much confidence and so much respect. That's why I wear my shirt that says coffee in one hand and confidence in the other.
Come on now.
I didn't have that. And they gave that to me. And the welcoming that they gave me when I told them my full story and what had happened to me. And they was like, we didn't know. We can't believe like how strong you are. And so when TikTok came across my lap, it was for my stepdaughter. She was on there doing her little dances or whatever, and so I started interacting a little bit, and I was trying to copy what everybody else was doing, and then I kept coming across women in those situations, women saying, I don't want to live no more, women saying, I have no place to go, women saying, you know, that they have nothing to look forward to. And I'm like, this can't be what people think. Like, you're not the only one, you're not alone, you're not by yourself. And that's when I started telling my story through TikTok. That's when I wanted to reach those people that felt like they had nothing, like their family wasn't gonna look at them the same, or their friends wasn't gonna be there if they knew that they were getting abused. So I started making those videos just to share with people, me too. I went through it too. But guess what? I let that build me and make me stronger instead of holding me in that situation and holding me back from where I knew God was leading me to. And I was like, if my story could help just one person, then I know I'm living in my purpose. Yes. And so I felt like it had to be told. It had to be told, not just to help other people, but to help me heal. Because even in 2000,
ooh, say that again, girl. Help you listen, help you heal. She needed to heal herself. Listen, we call it Godfidence over here. It's Godfidence. It's not cocky. It's Godfidence, because sometimes you just got to know that you know that you know that you know. When you pray and you believe, already know it's done. God already was going to move you from there and take you to where you needed to be, because he had these ladies waiting for you. And I've been seeing the ladies, I think it was on your Instagram, I've been seeing y'all do the dance, and y'all was in there and y'all was coming out. I was like, look at them go. Yes. So go follow her, guys, on TikTok. Her link is pinned, but this is her TikTok page, guys. Go look at the first 10. Just look at the first 10 videos. You will fall in love and understand and see the courage and the strength and see God all over her. You will see it. Let me read some of these comments. Jeffrey Zane said, I'm so glad that you had overcome your circumstance. Yes. The famous question, why don't you leave, girl, look at you, God carried you through. And exactly, Nene. Come on, baby. Hey, Cost Cut Kitchen. Hi, welcome in. Hi. You are a strong voice for abused women every day. Come on, everywhere. Yes. Andrea said that part right there. Listen. Nene said, they say when you see one set of footprints, he's carrying. Yep, y'all know I always say that. It's not you. It's God carrying me. Been there. Been at the low of the lows. Baby, I did the same thing. Went in and gave my 2-week notice because my family and my health is more important. Exactly. And Delicia Gibson said 17, even so faith, if it hath not works, is that. That's right. Being alone, 18, yeah, man say thou has faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I shall show thee my faith. Come on now. Y'all better say that. So I'm going to just want to give you a little icebreaker here. Tell me what makes you happy. What makes you smile? What makes you just have joy down on the inside?
I think just being able to own my past and not let it own me, and being able to spend that time with my family that I miss so much of, that makes me happy. Being able to wake up in the morning when I want to, not worrying about, if I can go somewhere, I got to ask a man for permission. If I can put makeup, but he used to get mad when I put makeup on my face, like I was going to go see another man.
Of course.
And so just being able to just wake up and just own my own life. I work when I want. If I don't want to take a specific customer, I don't have to. Being able to control my health and be at a healthy weight that's comfortable for me, not for everybody, because I still have some people. I had one woman, she was like, how you selling weight loss products and you still fat? Well, you don't know that I was 256 pounds and I lost almost 100 pounds. You know, you don't know where I started and where I came,
right.
but having that tough skin and dealing with everything that I've dealt with, it made me stronger and made me like, as long as God has my back and he's accepting me, I don't care what nobody thinks.
Come on now.
I got thousands of girls that's buying products from me every day that absolutely love what I have to offer, regardless of my size. And just having that confidence now makes me happy.
God will do it. Won't he do it? Yeah. Won't he will? Won't he will? God will show up and show out. Show up and show out. Yes. So listen, guys, after Walmart did all that to her, right? And somebody said they can give you, hold on. So they can give you they can suspend you for 2 weeks, but can't give you one night off. Come on now.
Exactly. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. That's what she said. Make it make sense. So tell me this. I just want to break it up a little bit. Just let's have a little fun here. Do you have pets right now? Do you have pets?
I do.
What do you have?
I have 4 dogs.
Oh my goodness.
I have 2 outside dogs, pit bulls. I love pit bulls. I don't know why. And then I have 2 small, they're pocket bullies. If you guys know what the American bullies
is. I know what they are. My friends have bullies. I don't like them either.
They're so nice. I love them.
Actually, 2 of them are missing now. She called me yesterday. She's like, could you look in your backyard? I said, first of all, girl, they better not be in my backyard. Oh, they puppies. They this big. That's not a puppy. His head. That is not a puppy. That's a dog.
Yeah, those is my babies. Those are my babies.
Oh, girl, you got some mean dog. Big dog. Okay. If you could live anywhere in the world, anywhere, where would you want to live?
I have not been yet, but I always wanted to go and stay in Hawaii. Just because the beach is like my safe haven. That's where, when I came back, I spent a lot of time. The beaches are probably about 2.5 hours from where I live. I love the water. Just to like think and to pray and to hear the water, I would go to the beach. So anywhere close to the beach, but Hawaii, just because I never went there, and just be able to relax and just breathe in that ocean water. Mm-hmm. That's
my daughter right here on the screen. Latara, she lived there for 10 years. Her and her husband, they were in the military.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So have you ever been on a cruise?
I have. I went on my first cruise right before the pandemic happened.
Now, did you feel amazing? Because being out there in the ocean on that water, it really, to me, it's so euphoric. It really makes you understand God is amazing, because the ships are huge, but when you're in that ocean, that ship is like this little, but the water that you can't see from the horizon, and the earth and the water looks at one. That's God. Yeah, and
it was beautiful. It was absolutely
beautiful. Where did you go?
It was January of 2020. So where did 2 months. We went to, where did we go? Not Cancun. We went to Mexico. Somewhere in Mexico. Did we go to Cozumel? I can't remember.
Okay. I went to Bermuda twice, and honey, if I could buy a house there tomorrow, I would. I love Bermuda. It is
Ensenada. That's where we went. Ensenada. It was
Ensenada. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything is possible with God on your side. Yes, healthy mom. Jackie said, yes, thank you, Lord. Maxwell said, very proud of you, sis. Hearing your story added fuel to my fire. You'll inspire millions. And she better not forget Vern, because that's right. That's what I'm telling you. You don't know who's watching. You never know. We're on the World Wide Web. Anybody can see you. Mm-hmm. Jeffrey's Angel said, I'm happy you're in a good place in your life. Yes. So tell us about your Hawaii. My daughter said Hawaii. Tell us about your you said the first one is the weight loss, and that's It Works, right?
Yes.
Tell us about your second business. What made you want to start a second business?
I've been doing like friends and family taxes. My dad has his own construction company, and my godfather has his own construction company. So I was like doing a little bit of bookkeeping and accounting stuff, and I was like, I don't owe over $100,000 in student loans for nothing, so I'm gonna do something with it. And so my dad and my godfather, they was like, you could do bookkeeping, you could do accounting, you could do a lot of stuff. And so I had already been doing a lot of that stuff just for family and friends. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna open this opportunity and see how it goes. And so I started doing accounting, and then people started referring people to me. So I ended up doing business taxes and business bookkeeping, and then I got some long-term customers, and I was like, you know what, forget it, I'm just gonna go ahead and get my complete license and do bookkeeping. And so I just in 2019
we celebrate that. Yes. So are you a home-based business with your tax, so it's bookkeeping? Are you home-based? Oh, that's good. So you don't have to go out to a building to an office.
So some of the businesses want me, I go to their business and actually I do their bookkeeping like once a month, and I do it in there like to get all their invoices and all that stuff together. But most of everything I do is home-based. I literally work everything from home. And so I incorporate both of them when I'm talking to somebody about their taxes, and they're like, how can I save money? I'm like, start a business.
Come on now.
That you do is a tax write-off under a business. And so that's kind of how I grew my team with It Works, is I was signing girls that, they were making so much money a year and they needed somewhere to kind of write off stuff. And I'm like, if I go to a McDonald's drive-through, that's a business adventure, because guess what? I'm handing out my card to the girl in the in the drive-through. I'm like, if you're looking for something else besides McDonald's, call me.
Come on now, you better tell them, hand out them business cards everywhere they go. I tell y'all that.
I swear, I'm like, shoot, if I see somebody in the grocery store and they down the nutrition aisle or the weight loss aisle, I'm talking to them and I'm handing them the card. Do you drink coffee? I got a fat burning coffee, and I hand them my card. So everywhere I go is a business meeting for me.
Come on now.
And so
you better say that.
That's my write-off, my mileage to and from. We have business meetings. I meet with my team. We try to meet once a week on Fridays. Once a month, Saturdays, we have a recipe day. And so when I go to the grocery store to buy my ingredients, that's a business, because we having a team building business activity.
That's right.
And so
listen, y'all better, I be telling y'all want to listen.
So I incorporate both my businesses in one, because everybody is looking to be healthy. Everybody loves coffee. Everybody's trying to save money. Everybody is trying to figure out every time the taxes change every year. So it's really easy for me to incorporate both. And now, just speaking my truth and speaking my story and telling how this has changed my life and the women I got to meet. That's how I ended up on TikTok and doing the Hey Queen. So if you see me,
I know, I love it. Hey Queen.
So I got women duetting my videos or sending me personal videos. Like, I wake up to hear your Hey Queens every day. And that is what makes me the most proudest. And
come on, girl, it's okay.
It makes me feel like my life was worth it, and I'm glad God kept me here.
Come on, I'm glad God kept you too. You are worth it, baby. You are worth it.
Because I get to speak life into these women, and for total strangers around the world to be like, because of you, I got up this morning, or because of your story, I was able to leave my abusive relationship, or, stuff like, because of you, I decided to start my own business. And it's like, I encourage everybody to come join my team, because I'm the best. But when people tell me that they started a business or they did something in their life because they saw my story, that means everything to
God
me.
is working.
That's why.
That's what I said. If I could just make somebody's life just a little bit better by giving them an encouraging word or giving them that word in the morning, in the afternoon, because I'm on in the morning on Instagram at 7 a.m. and then I'm on at lunchtime on YouTube, and all day long I'm like dropping videos and leaving positive information, positive vibes, good energy. You see, I have a lot of energy. Man, that is amazing. So let me read some of the comments, and then I want you to think and tell us what is your favorite color and why. But hold on. Jeffrey's Angel said, yay, let's go on a woman's self-care cruise. Jeffrey, don't play with me. You know how I am. I am just Nini's clapping. Yes. Good old tax. Listen, she works for the tax people, the IRS, those 3 letters. Yes, Nini. I done interviewed her. I done interviewed a lot of people. I interviewed Jeffrey's Angels. Yes. Your life is definitely worth it. Come on, y'all. I was thinking Hawaii when you asked. Amen. Will he do it? Yes, he will. Come on, won't he will? Hey, Akil. Hey, how you doing, Akil? Amen. You are totally worth it. Yes, Jackie's World. Yes. So, tell us, what is your favorite color and why?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting text. I was supposed to be going to look at a house today. And so I had to send my assistant and my fiance. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna make it.
So are you in California?
I'm in California.
Okay, so you 3 hours behind me.
Yeah. So
it's like 5:48
here. Yeah, so okay. I'm like, they'll be fine. They doing it. Just go look at it. That's all. My favorite color is pink, and I used to hate pink. And then about 6 years ago, it's been about 6 years, we found out my cousin, she's like my best friend, she's my son's godmother. We found out she had cancer. And so we did a lot of breast cancer awareness, different things. And so gradually over these last 6 or 7 years, it's become pink. She recently passed away last year from cancer.
I'm sorry.
And so I'm just pinked out everywhere.
Cancer sucks. My sister passed of cancer in 2019 when I had first started YouTube. When I got serious about YouTube, I've been on YouTube since 2014, but I got serious. And I went to visit her in Maryland, and I knew she had cancer, but I didn't think she was going to go that fast. And a couple of friends here on YouTube, cancer sucks. It's just awful. And we know Tracy Braxton just passed the cancer, and we know other people that have passed the cancer, and it is awful. It is awful. So definitely my condolences. So you're in California. How many children do you have?
Just one.
Just
my
the
son.
one. Okay.
Yeah.
Is your son, he's of age?
Yes. He's 27 now.
27?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does he help you in the business?
No, he doesn't.
No, I was gonna say, you just give him a tax write-off if he was younger, but
and his I don't like to too much tell his story because he kind of
no, that's okay.
He gets embarrassed sometimes.
No, you don't have to.
My son, I am his care provider. So I take care of him. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia also. And so
my condolences. So they say it skip a generation.
Mm-hmm. So it skipped me and he has it. So yeah.
Our prayers are with you.
It's everybody, a whole I deal with a lot of life every day. And so that's why when I'm talking to women and they tell me all the reasons why they can't start a business or all the reasons why they're where they at in life, I'm like, those should be the reasons why you want more. Those should be the reasons why you work hard. I do what I do every single day, and I work both of my business as hard as I do so I can stay home and take care of him. So I can stay home and be with my family. That's what makes me feel good. That's what makes me happy and know that God is promoting me within myself and within my own businesses so I can be able to do that. Because if I was at Walmart, I wouldn't be able to. And so that's why I work so hard in both, and I'm on there being silly on my TikToks and, giving that motivation and that encouragement every day because I know I have to be here for my family. I have to be the one that's gonna, show my younger brothers and sisters that it doesn't matter what you go through. You can pull yourself up and just keep going, keep moving, keep pushing forward.
Confidence, baby. Get it. So, do you go live on TikTok?
Yes. I actually did live today. So
I did too.
I don't do it often. I've only done it 4 times.
Okay.
So I'm trying to build. I go because the older gen. I call myself the older generation. we done got so used to Facebook, so I do go live a lot more often on Facebook. But now I'm starting to get more of a hang of it on TikTok. And
how can they find you on Facebook? Or is it the same name?
Kiki Renee.
Okay.
I'm Kiki Renee on Facebook, Kiki Renee on TikTok, and then I'm Lady Boss on Instagram. So Lady Boss 32 on Instagram.
And it comes up Kiki too when I put it.
It comes up Kiki. Okay. Yeah. So Kiki is my real name is Keandra. A lot of people can't say
that's beautiful. That is
so
beautiful.
Thank you. I've been called Kiki since as long as I can remember. And then Renee is my middle name. And a lot of my business partners just call me Renee. So I put the two together. Kiki Renee is what everybody calls
I call my granddaughter Kiki. We call her Kiki for short. Let me read some of these comments. Jerry said, man, I'm just over here like you a freaking strong ass Black woman. You hear me? Come on now. Sending my sincerest condolences. Thank you, Jeffrey. Said, I love everything about this interview. Thank you, sis. Thank you. I told y'all we were going to do it today. I said, listen, sometimes you have to hear somebody else's story to realize you have that strength also deep down in you. You never know how strong you are till you have to go in that place and pull it out. Okay. Now imagine, and not saying that she would have been weak if she would have done this, but imagine if he would have hit her like he did and the braces thing and that hurt us so bad and she went and got a weapon. She wouldn't be here talking to us today. But God, do y'all understand it could have went the other way? But God said, no, it wasn't your time, Kiki. You supposed to be here on Vernes Junk Closet, baby. It wasn't your time. And I'm so glad you are still here. You are still here. So what else would you like the people in the chat? That's my niece's name too. It is. She has my baby girl's nickname. I love it. What would you want to tell men too, men and women, because men get abused too, men get abused. People may not like to hear it, but I actually seen a story the other day. It was a young guy. I think his girlfriend was like 3 years older than him, 3 or 4 years older. They were white, and quote unquote, he just happened to have shot himself one day. But the mom thinks that, he was abused by the girlfriend because she would always beat him and stuff. And men get abused too, and they may not like to say something because they don't want to be viewed as weak. But what would you like to tell people that are in abusive relationships? I know we all want to say just get out and leave, but it's not that easy. What should they do, or what should some steps should they do to plan to get out safely?
First, you got to be serious, because I think over the 13 years, I probably left him like 6 times and came back. And that's because people was like telling me leave him, but I wasn't really ready to leave him. And so I kept going back. So I never tell anybody, oh, just leave him, because I know for me, it's not that easy. I had to get tired of being tired. Come on now, say that again. You have to be tired of being tired. Once you done took all you can take, and you literally like wake up in the morning and it's just like, I'm tired of being here. That is your ultimate reason to leave. So you can either do what I tried to do in the beginning and try to take your life and just be tired with everybody, or you're going to be tired and say, I love me more. I love me more, and I'm leaving. And
excuse me first, Lucius. Listen, I love that. I'm like, yup.
Gotta choose me first. I need to do that TikTok. Gotta choose me first.
Come on now. Yes. Let me know when you do.
I love that. I'll be seeing women doing that. But seriously, on a serious note, I think I seen somebody comment is like, you don't tell your abuser that you're gonna leave, because either they're gonna beat you, kill you, or something else.
Can't get out.
So you don't tell them that you're gonna leave. I had an exit strategy in mind. I played cool with him. I played cool with his family, and thank God for his aunt. She took me in, and she played the role with him. Oh, she's at work. Oh, I was gone for 2 whole months, and he kept going up to Walmart up there asking them, where am I? Where am I? Where am I?
What did they say?
They was like, we can't give you any information, sir. If she's not talking to you, we can't give you no information. And his aunt was like, I don't know what. She was going to work. She'd go to work and come home, and now I ain't seen her in 2 weeks. I don't know what happened. And so she always knew where I was, and she knew I had eventually left. But if you're in an abusive relationship like that, you can probably, but for me, it didn't happen overnight. It literally took me because the incident happened in January, and I didn't leave until March. I was out of the home where he was, but I didn't leave that state for 2 months. So I built up. She didn't have me pay any bills, no rent, no nothing. So all my checks I was able to save. I had a little money in the bank. I knew once I got back, I had to make sure he didn't know where my sister lived. Thank God she had a new place. I had to change my phone number, everything. I immediately filed for divorce when I got back. And so it was a little process, but the first thing you do is decide if you're ready to leave, because you have to be ready, not because everybody telling you should leave or you need to do this or you need to do that. You have to be ready, and don't feel like people are gonna down talk you. Even if they do, who cares? Who cares? It's your life, your safety, and your mental stability. It doesn't matter. And so I had to realize, because I was like, I don't want my family to be disappointed. I don't want them to look at me in a different light. But guess what? When I came back, those are the people that I needed the most. So tell your family. Let them know what's going on. They're going to help you through that situation. And thank God I have the family that I do have, because no wrong, right, any kind of way, my family was there. And it was like, you want to go back and be crazy, go back and be crazy. But we got you. And I was like, no, this time is the last time. He didn't. And I just never looked back. I just never. And
let me read some of his comments. And also, I want you guys to understand, it's not a matter of someone being poor and getting abused, because you see, she's clearly an intelligent woman. So it's not always your status of financial that you stay, because there are women that are rich that are in abusive relationships. It's a mindset of either I'm not leaving, I can't leave, thinking they can't get out when they can, or they're just saying, if I leave, who's going to love me? Somebody. Jesus loves you.
Yes.
Jesus loves you. Somebody going to love you. You a woman. You are the prize. Somebody going to love you. Listen, okay? Delicia Gibson said, this is Isaiah. Do you know someone named Isaiah?
That's my nephew.
Oh, your nephew. Okay. Because I was going to say my grandson's name Isaiah, but I'm like, I don't know Delicia Gibson. Okay. Yes, Kiki, just have a plan and don't tell what you're planning to do. Yeah. Yep. People talk regardless. Yep. Come on, Naptour. You already know, honey. Oh, I really need to speak with you. Who do you know this, Andrea? Who are you talking to, Andrea? Are you talking to Kiki? You can find her on Instagram or TikTok and Facebook. And I also pinned her comment because I don't know who Andrea is.
Me neither.
So I'm sorry. Okay.
I think she wants more information. I got you, girl.
Yeah,
just message me.
She might want some information on your product. That's fine. Just make sure you reach out to her. I totally agree with you, Kiki. Nini says, girl, you speaking on something I experienced with my mom growing up. Oh, wow. Andrea said, need to get my taxes straight and lose weight. Come on, Andrea. Come on now. Yes. Yes. So I'm going to give you guys 6 minutes. If you have questions, please put a green heart and ask your question. Put a green heart and ask your question, and I will give you guys a few minutes. We'll take about 6 minutes, and then we're gonna wrap it up and get out of here. I want to be respectful of her time, because where I am it's 9 o'clock. So is it 6 here?
It's 6 here.
It's 6. Okay. Jeffrey's Angel said everyone has to do what is best for them, right? Yes, you do. So again, guys, you can find her on TikTok, Facebook, and on Instagram. Go and check her out. If you need weight loss products, go and check her out. If you want to know about the taxes and stuff. But yeah, I wanted to say I'm so glad again that I ran across your channel. I think it came across my For You page. And I'm the kind of person with somebody, and I try to do it to everyone, but it's a lot. TikTok is a lot. And I'm on a lot of social medias, but I'm enjoying TikTok. I just got on in January, so I'm actually really enjoying it. I think I'll be at 4K by the weekend, which my goal was 4K by the 1st. So I'm hoping I make it. That when I came across your page, I don't know what it was. Again, I say it's the spirit. I look at the first video when someone connects to me. I look at their first video, I leave a comment. If I like it, I'll go to another one. If I like that, I'll keep going. And I just couldn't get off of your page. And I'm like, what is going on? And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to reach out to her because, and I did. Remember, I reached out to you. I'm like, oh my God, your story is amazing. You know, would you mind if I interviewed you? And I thank you for giving me the opportunity to. And I'm telling you, you never know who you're going to touch. We may not know right now, but you don't know who may reach out to you tomorrow and be like, I saw you on Vernes. You know, I'm going through this. Would you mind telling me? So just be ready and open, and whoever we help, just know that it's all through God. It is not me. It's not Kiki. It's through God's grace. Amen. Because, baby, you never know who needs just to hear that. Jeffrey said, okay, got that one. Jeffrey said, everyone has to do what's best for them. Call me, mommy, when you get off. Okay, baby, I'll call you when I get off. Yeah. So anyone have questions for Kiki Renee? Again, you can find her on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Her link is pinned at the top of this live stream. I'm also going to copy and paste it in the group, in the description box, in case you guys want to go back and leave her a message. Hold on, where is it? Unpin. No, I don't want to unpin it. I want to open it. Open it. There it goes. I'm going to see if I can copy and paste it into the chat. Okay. Now, Lauricia, can you drop that link again? Because I don't want to click on it. I want to copy it so I can paste it into the description box. So at this time, guys, I am going to drop down for a minute. I'm going to let Kiki Renee say her last words. We're going to come back. I'm going to give you guys a little greeting. Y'all know how I end it. And then we're going to be out of here. Since I don't see any green hearts for questions, I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it. I just followed you both on Instagram and TikTok. Yay, Jerry. MLW said, hello, Vernes. Hello, MLW Fishing Man. I'm going to drop down. And Kiki, I'm going to let you have the floor for a few seconds, and then I'm going to come back up. Just talk to the people what you want them to know about you or anything, how they can reach you, and then I'll come back up.
Just basically, all I have to say is don't ever think that you're not worth it. Like your life is not worth it, or you feel like you don't have friends or you don't have family. All my friends that I currently have in my life right now, I literally met through social media and through starting my business. And so there is so many women that had similar stories as me. There's so many women that's currently going through things. And we always think we're alone. We always think that we're by ourselves. Even the men go through a lot too. And they have to be taught to be macho and to not cry and, be out of touch with their feelings, which is how we get narcissist men like the one I dealt with. And I just want to say, just don't ever feel that you're alone. Anything that you've gone through, somebody has been through and somebody has got through. And my favorite quote that I'll leave you guys with is, what you go through, you can grow through. So anything that you go through in life, you can grow through it. You just got to allow God and allow yourself to get out of that state of mind. Like, it's me, it's poor me. I'm the only one going through this. I'm the only one dealing with these problems. It's not just you. It's not just you. And you have to either use it as your strength to lift you higher and go after more, or you're going to let it drag you in the mud. And I chose to let it be my voice and to lift me up and to move higher by sharing my story and owning it and healing through it. And I'm able to share that with other people and help them heal through it. So never, ever feel like you're alone. I know we don't want our family and friends in our business, and we don't want people to know what's going on, but somebody has to know. In order for you to accept what you're going through and to heal through it, you have to be willing to talk to people. You have to be willing to get open. I, at 35 years old, I'm not 35 no more, I'm 41, but at 35 years old was the first time I ever sought counseling for everything that I've been through. And on these last 7 years since I left my ex-husband, I finally am able to speak about it and finally able to heal through it. And counseling don't mean like something's wrong with you or you crazy or whatever. It's a way to get your voice heard and get you comfortable with telling your story. And so I just thank everybody for jumping on and just hearing me and learning what my life is and how I got through it. Had it not been for God, and I give him grace through everything I do, through all my videos, but God. That's all I could say. But God and my family and the friends that I've gained over these last few years just through social media, my business, is what helped me to continue on. And you guys being here today is what helps me keep pushing. So thank you.
Yes, but God, baby, you heard her. Grow through what you go through. You know, I always say that to you guys because, listen, again, if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're bound to repeat them. And they say if a man don't learn from his mistake, he's not learning anything. You're not growing. You're not doing anything. You're staying stagnant. So like she said, grow through what you go through. Jeffrey's Angel said, you are a blessing to many women. Continue to be a blessing to others. Yes. And you guys, please continue to follow her. Let her know you're part of Team Booski, baby. All my Booskies in the chat. Go to her Instagram, go to her TikTok, and go to her Facebook. I'm not connected to you on Facebook, but I will connect you. It'll be my name. It'll say Laverne, so you'll know who I am. But Kiki, I want to say again, you are. I hate to say the word strong, especially when it comes to Black women. Stop. We not always strong. Sometimes we weak. I've been there. I want to say
I was definitely weak for 13 years. So
hello. Okay, been there too, honey. I've been there too. I ain't no better than nobody. I want to say you are definitely a person I look up to. I love your courage. I love your openness to be able to tell your story. I thank you for that. I want to tell you that you are a force and not to give up. I don't want to ever hear you saying that you're trying to leave this earth until God is ready for you. You are doing a great job, sis. Keep it up. You can reach out to me anytime, and anyone can tell you I'm very open. Reach out to me on Instagram. Hey, girl, I just want to talk. Hey, girl, I just need to chat. Anything. And I thank you for allowing me to speak with you on this level. And again, people in the chat, make sure you are connecting to her. Okay. You may need the weight loss products. You may need to know about taxes or bookkeeping or whatever that is. And Kiki, hold on one moment before you go. I just want to close out. Everybody in the chat, thank you all for being here. You guys know how I close out. Today is a good day to have a great day. Never stop dreaming. And remember, there's no one perfect but God. He's the only one that cannot fail. Go out there and be kind and make someone else's life just a little bit better. Pay it forward. And you know what I always say? Go out there and spread love and spread light. So, guys, I'm going to play this little clip, and then we're going to be out of here. It's a very short clip. Hold on. Yes, good night, everybody. Love and light. Hey, Danya. Sis, I'll talk to you later, Danya. Have a great night. Great live. Thank you, sis. I love you all. Hold on one moment, Kiki. Love and light, everybody.